Good morning, yogis. Welcome to our live yoga during the pandemic class. So today is April 7th. It's a Tuesday, in case anyone cares or needs to know that. Who knows? It's been a long year, the last, 6 weeks. So, as we have kind of been talking about this month, we are working on balance and balance and breath, balance and breathing. And in Ashley's classes this week, she's been focusing on Warrior 3, which last night, if you took her class, I even looked at the clock to see it. I think it was about 12 minutes in, she started with the first Warrior 3. So since she's very enthusiastic about Warrior 3s, and I love them as well. On Thursday morning, I'm going to combine what we have been working on in this class with her thoughts, and we will be doing a Warrior 3 tree pose series. And if you've been in my classes in years past, you will know that that's something that I love, and many of you love it, and many of you at least are familiar with it. But for today's class, we are going to continue working with tree pose, and we're going to be working on our root to rise. So, sorry, my great time for allergies, right? Everything's blooming and I'm losing my voice, but I have no fever, and even if I did, you can't catch it from me via the internet, right? So anyway, in our root to rise class today with our tree pose, we're going to focus on building the foundations of our tree pose, and then from that building up strength and balance. So like we were talking about yesterday with balance, you have to be completely present to balance. As soon as your mind wanders or your eyes wander, you lose that sense of equilibrium, that sense of being stable and calm in the chaos. And so during all of this time, I think it's really, the more we can find a way to be present, the more we can find a way to kind of be in control of ourselves, the better we feel, the better we are, the better we're able to interact with others and interact with ourselves. Because there's a lot of crazy going on in the world, and I mean, some of it is understandable, but sometimes it's not. When I get a phone call late at night that somebody's worried that my dreads might be catching the corona, I'm just like, wow, this is too much. Nope, we're good. So anyway, that was my weirdness for last night. So coming into our class today, you guys don't want to hear me ramble for too much longer. I'm just going to go ahead and come to a position on your back. So you're going to lay down. You're going to have your knees bent. So this is kind of where we started yesterday. You're going to have your knees bent, feet. Let's see, let me show you my feet here. Feet about, as wide as you want them. Mat distance, a little closer, hip width. Toes in, heels out. So you're going knock-kneed. Your knees are touching. And you're just going to go ahead and lay back on your mat. So this is where you guys are at. Right, but I like to sit up while I'm talking through this because we're going to work through a little bit of a series. So laying on your back, knees bent, go ahead and bring your arms out to the side, palms up, and stretch it out. So just find that stretch, find that openness across the chest, across your heart center. And then take a moment, bring your palms down on the ground. Laying down here, just got your hands down here. Take another exhale out, and then go ahead and bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Right. So as you're laying here, take a few moments to check in. Notice if there are any areas that feel tense, tight, any place that you're holding the stress of the day or the week or the month or all the stress. We're going to release some of that. Take an inhale in through your nose and an exhale out through your mouth, right? Doesn't matter how smooth it is, you're just kind of getting that air moving, getting the oxygen flowing to your body. Couple more really deep breaths in and feel your hand that's on your belly expand. Feel your belly poke out. And then as you exhale, you're pulling your belly button up and in, right? It's like you're taking that roll of toothpaste and rolling it. If you're one of those people that squeezes your toothpaste roll, first of all, that's the wrong way to do it. And second of all, don't use that analogy. Just kidding, do whatever you want with your toothpaste as long as you don't share with me. So as you inhale, you're breathing in through your nose. You're feeling your lungs expand. Maybe you get a little bit more air at the top. So maybe you feel your lower lungs expand as your belly presses out. And then maybe you can get a little extra sniff in and really expand all the way to the top. And then start to make this breath a little bit more active on your exhales. So you're going to begin to exhale out through your nose as if you were trying to go on a mirror, but your mouth is closed. So this is hard to teach via video. So if you don't get it, you can look up Ujjayi breath, or we'll go into that some other time. I'll see if I can find some stuff to post. But it's a more active breath. And the reason we're doing the more active breath here, especially on the exhales, is because it gives you a little bit more power. So you really want to feel your exhales coming from your lower ribs, front and back, all the way up through your chest. And then continuing with that active breath, in through your nose, out through your nose. Going to start with a little bit of a counted breath just to kind of get the rhythm going for you so that you can find that smoothness and that stability that you'll need as we go through our balancing practice. You're inhaling fully, and then when you're ready, exhale completely, and we'll start on my count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. We're going to lengthen. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause. Follow that count with your breath in your head now as I talk you through a little bit more. Relax the muscles around your mouth and nose. Just mentally imagine that area softening. Soften the area around your eyes. Soften the area around your jaw. Maybe move your jaw around a little bit. Maybe bring your tongue to the back of your top front teeth. Finding space. Be tucking your chin slightly. Being in tune with your breath. Right, so we're talking about root to rise here, you know, and we're on our mats, we've got stability, we're planted firmly on the ground. So notice, are there areas that you don't feel like you're very, very planted in, where you don't feel very firm? You know, can you make sure that your feet are really spread out wide, that you've got the stability of the ground underneath you there? Notice if there's any areas in your back that feel tense, your spine. See if even laying on your mat, if you're clenching your shoulders towards your ears, can you relax that down a little bit? Relax them open, right? Find softness here. Because again, when we find stability, it doesn't help if we're rigid. You know, that brings us to the opposite of balance. You have to have that softness in your stability. Couple more breaths here. And then from here, go ahead and start to move and wiggle a little bit as you're laying down on your mat. Maybe stretch your legs out in front. So anybody who just joined us, like everybody's kind of laying down here, but I have a hard time teaching laying down. So just go ahead, stretch, move, do anything that feels really good for a few breaths. You know, if you want to twist around a little bit, if you want to wiggle, you know, be comfortable here, right? Like, it's not like anyone's watching. Not that anyone should be judging you in yoga anyway, but you're in your home. It's the perfect time to really not care. Right, so from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and draw your knees into your chest. Right, so hug them in kind of tight. You can bring your knees towards your chest or you can bring them more towards your armpits. Kind of your option here. Just start to rock side to side. Right, check in, see how your spine is feeling, how your hips are feeling. And again, make sure that you're not bringing your shoulders towards your ears. So you've got some space here. Maybe tuck your chin slightly so the back of your neck feels a little bit longer. And then from here, go ahead and release both feet down to the mat. Your knees are bent. You're going to bring both arms out to the side. Go ahead and bring them palm down today, right? You're just going to press your palms down. So again, root to rise. So here's your root. Here's your foundation. Feel the ground underneath your palms, underneath the back of your arms. Take an inhale here and exhale. Just bring your knees to one side. You're just moving as far as feels good. You're waking up here, right? Coming back to center. And just bend to the other side. And then maybe move a little bit more quickly, right? You want it to feel good. And then back to center, knees towards the sky. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Right, hug it in, pull it in really tight. And then take this left leg and extend it out straight. I'm gonna twist so you guys can see me. I'm still trying to learn the video thing, right? So now, on this left leg, flex that left foot. Really now press through your left heel. Maybe your heel's even lifting off the ground, right? It should be, this leg is active, right? You're going to bring that right knee in towards your right armpit, so it's going out to the side slightly. Exhale, press through that left heel. Now release it slightly, left hand comes to right shin, right arm is going to go out to the side, palm down, press your palm flat into your mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, you're going to twist across the body over to the left, keeping that right shoulder on the ground. You're looking for the stretch across your hips and low back a little bit more here. So keeping this shoulder down, and if it feels good, feel free to go ahead and look over to the right towards those right fingertips. Couple of breaths here. Go ahead and soften both feet. Maybe wiggle your toes, maybe circle your ankles. We have 2 of them. And inhale, come back to center. Engage your belly a little bit as you come back in. Hug that knee in towards your chest. Hopefully it feels a little bit different. Right now, flex this left foot again. You're going to grab your right, either the outside of your right foot or your right big toe with your right hand. And you're going to move into a half happy baby on this side. So this is what it looks like. So outside of your foot option here. Big toe. Now, if you are at home and your foot seems really far away, you can grab a strap, or most people don't have yoga straps laying around, right? I do, but you know, you can use a towel and you can just kind of hook it around your foot a little bit. Just kind of looking for some openness here. And if this is just not something you want to do, you can grab the outside of your right foot with your left hand and gently, because remember, not pushing on your knees, just gently pulling that right knee towards you. So a couple of options here. Again, notice how stable you feel. Notice where there are areas that feel tense. Breathe into those. If you do nothing else while you're sitting, laying here listening to me, just breathe. If you want to just sit in the whole class in your bed and breathe, that's awesome, because that's just the most important thing you can do in life is breathe, right? Now, go ahead and bend your left knee, plant your left foot flat on the ground. Going to bring your right ankle to the outside of your left knee. Take an inhale here. Flex your right foot. Press your knee away from you gently. Right, so you might feel a pretty good stretch right here. Flex both feet. On your next inhale, draw your left knee in towards your chest. Hands reach between your legs, grab your thigh or grab your shin. Now, while you're here, see if you can tuck your chin slightly so you find length and space in the back of your neck, right? And then go ahead, release your hands, flex both feet, palms come out to the side, face down, and you're going to twist to the left. Hi, Tipsy. Great to have a cat joining us. And then if you want to, go ahead and look to the right. And again, if you guys can't see me totally, I apologize. I'm working on getting a new system. Hopefully I will be able to film better later on in the week. Right? Technology, it's killing me, which is sad because I used to be in IT, right? Okay. On an inhale, engage your core, engage both feet, come back to center, bring that left foot down to the mat, right foot stays right where it is, bend your elbows, fingertips towards the sky. Now, press your low back into the mat so that you feel like your tailbone is lifting up. Tuck your chin a little bit more. Find that stability, root to rise. Remember, that's what we're working on today. So on an inhale, you're going to lift your hips up. Going to exhale, lower down and hover. Feel that core engagement, belly and back. When you're ready, inhale, lift up. Maybe you go a little higher. Exhale, lower down. One last time on this side. Inhale, go ahead and lift up. Exhale, lower down. Uncross your legs, stretch it out, stretch, move, wiggle, do whatever feels good. I gotta get a drink because talking, right? And yes, Ashley, our other teacher, just sent me a link for a camera. So yes, I will definitely be working on the camera. We'll get it. I promise. Okay, now take a moment just to notice the difference between your right and left leg. Like, hopefully there is one. Should feel a little bit different. Okay, so moving on to the other side, you're going to draw your left knee in towards your chest, right? Now take that right leg, flex your right foot, press your heel really far away from you. Again, really active here, really active core, active breath. You should feel this. This should, I mean, you know, you're laying down, so it's not super hard, but definitely feel the engagement. Kind of move your knee around side to side a little bit here. And then pull it in really tight. One more time. Really flex through that right foot. Right hand comes to left shin. Left hand out to the side. Palm down. Take an inhale here. Exhale. You are going to twist to the right, bringing your left knee across the body. Left shoulder stays on the mat, right? Looking over towards that left hand unless it bothers your neck. And then just go ahead and look up towards the ceiling. And once you kind of find this pose, you can relax both feet, wiggle your toes, circle your ankle. Breathe. Inhale, bring it back to center. From here, turn this way. You're going to draw your knee into your chest. You're going to flex through that right leg. Left hand comes to the outside of your left foot or to your left big toe. Knee comes to the outside, half happy baby. So really press in through this right leg and pull your left leg down, left knee down towards the mat. Remember, your other option would be to take your right hand to the outside of your left foot and your left hand to your shin and do a half bound angle. Again, check in, breathing deeply, allowing the muscles along your spine to relax a little bit. And then from here, go ahead and bend this right knee. Plant your foot on the mat. Bring your left ankle to the outside of your right knee. Take that left hand, press your left knee just gently, slightly away. Right? Make it comfy. And then on an inhale, you're going to bring your right leg. I'm not even teaching backwards. Bring your right leg in towards the body. Flex both feet. Either grabbing your thigh or grabbing your shin. And then once you find your pose, go ahead and soften. Maybe rock side to side here if it feels good. Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
Okay, so your left leg is still across your right leg. You have your knee bent. You're going to bend your elbows, fingertips towards the sky. Flex both feet. I'm sorry, guys. On an inhale, you're going to lift up through the hips. So we're doing this bridge pigeon. I'm really not sure if there's an actual name for what we're doing besides combining these two, but it's awesome for opening your hips up for a tree pose. So lift a little higher here, exhale, lowering down. Inhale to lift, Maybe go a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, lift up really high. Should feel pretty good. Exhale, releasing down. Uncross your legs, draw your knees into your chest, and rock side to side. And then go ahead and rock back and forth. You can do it as many times as you want because it's fun and it's good for your spine. And then you will make your way to seated. So once again, get a drink of water if you need to. I know we've talked about that, a lot of times in yoga you're not encouraged to drink water because you're building up heat in the body, but during a pandemic, let's stay hydrated. Drink water. So coming into seated, hopefully you feel a little bit more awake and energized than when we first started class, where you're just like, wow, Bridget's crazy and we can't even follow her today. That's how I feel. Okay, welcome to my brain, guys. On an inhale, float both arms up towards the sky and look up just a little bit. Exhale, palms towards the ground. Press that arrow away. You're extending the crown of the head towards the sky and tucking your chin slightly. So imagine that the air is really heavy. Inhale, you're lifting, you're looking up, not crunching your neck, just stretching. Exhale, float both arms down. Looking down. Inhale, both arms lift. This time maybe your fingertips touch. Mine do not. Exhale, you're going to hinge over to the right. And then look down at that right hand. Stretch and extend through those left fingertips, and then check in that you are grounded through both hips, right? So you're not lifting. Both cheeks on the mat, right? Engage your core, really engage that belly, engage your back. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, float down to the left. Left hand to the ground, looking down, extending through those fingertips. Stretching a little bit further, a little bit deeper. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Press your palms together, press your thumbs to your sternum, roll your shoulders back and down, tuck your chin. Belly button up and in. This should be a powerful pose, right? We're just sitting here, but you should find strength in this pose. You should be building up some heat. Imagine just pulling your belly up from your belly button towards your spine and towards your sternum, right? Shoulders back and down. Now with that energy that we've got in our hands, on an inhale, you're going to really press up to look, so you're taking a little bit of a back bend here. Hands come apart. Exhale, we're going to hinge over to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the left. Inhale, lifting, looking up. Exhale, hands down through heart center and release. Go ahead and circle your wrists. Open and close your hands. Get some blood flowing. All right, now go ahead and interlace your fingers together and press your palms away from you. All right, and if this isn't accessible to you, you can hold on to something. Again, I really need to bring props with me. You would think I'd be more prepared since, this is what I do every day and we're at my house, but here we are. So pull your shoulders back and down, right? Tuck your chin slightly. Inhale, lifting your arms up, looking up just through your range of motion. Exhale, lower back down. One more time. Inhale, lifting, looking up. Exhale, releasing down. Release your hands. Now, as you're moving through that, part of the reason we're doing that is just because it really gets into opening up the muscles in between your ribs. We're working on as much openness through our lungs as we can have. So, from here, go ahead and just tuck your chin slightly. No, not slightly, all the way. Tuck your chin. Start to trace a smiley face along your collarbone. And then come back to center. Chin is neutral. Start to look over one shoulder. And then over the other. Just moving slightly with your, moving your head a little bit, getting your neck a little bit stretched out. And come back to neutral. Roll your shoulders forward. Remember, some of what we're doing today is just that we've just been doing is just because we're tense, so we're just stretching it out. And then roll your shoulders back. And then come back to neutral spine. Bring one ear towards one shoulder and then release that shoulder away. Just stretching out the side of the neck. And seriously, you guys should all have dreads because it gives you an extra weight here to kind of pull your head. Get a little extra stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. And then just coming back to center. Going to move into some seated circles. So actually switch the way your legs are crossed just to make your brain happy. Bring both hands to your knees, and you're just going to start moving in circles here, right? So moving with your breath, or breathing as you move. You can go as quickly or as slowly as you'd like, but focus again on that foundation, right? On that grounding, that being rooted. And then next time you complete a circle, just come back to center and move the other direction. And just as a side note, if this feels really good and you love these kind of movements, really check out some Kundalini yoga. It's super fun. And there's lots of fast, cool movements, and I know some great teachers, so let me know if you're interested. It's fun. It's hard. The mantra in Kundalini is one more forever, and you never realize, come back to neutral, what that means until you've got your arms outstretched and you're flapping them for 11 minutes straight. Whole other story there. Okay, so from here, go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together, coming into your bound angle. Right? And again, root to rise, tree pose, but with everything. Our feet are our foundation. They do so much for us, like, I don't know, hold us up. So go ahead and start massaging the arches of your feet. Working into the balls of your feet. So you want to really, like, if you've got sore spots here, kind of massage them out, because the happier you can make your feet, the better your foundation is for standing poses and for standing just in general. And massage the balls of your feet. And then if you really want to challenge yourself, go ahead and take your fingers on one hand and bring them in between your toes, right? It sounds weird, and when you do it, it might be highly uncomfortable, which means that you should probably do it more because you're stretching out. Again, no pain, but highly uncomfortable, and this is going to be okay. And then go ahead and release. Also, for those of us who like pedicures, we can suddenly notice that we don't have them anymore. Go ahead, spread your fingers, put your fingers in between your other foot. One day I'll learn to talk. Everybody's learning other languages during the pandemic. I'm like, if I could just speak the one I know. And then go ahead and release. Back into the bound angle, massage your ankles a little bit here. And then from here, remember, we're going to hinge forward at our hips, so you're not rounding through the spine, you're hinging at your hips, and if you feel like you're really tight here, bring something underneath you to sit on so you can kind of lean off of it. So from here, take an inhale, tuck your chin slightly, extend through the crown of your head, shoulders back and down. Exhale, hinging forward, right? So again, you're working towards the crown of your head towards the front of the room, not your head towards your feet. Okay, so you can interlace your fingers underneath your feet if you would like to, and bring your elbows towards your knees if that feels good. No pressure to do that though. You can also just have your hands out in front of you or just keep them on your feet. Okay, breathing deeply here, really looking to open up through the hips. Find that stability for what will eventually be tree pose. Couple more breaths. Inhale, go ahead and come up. Release, you're gonna bend both knees and just kind of windshield wiper side to side. Or move it any way that feels good. If you feel like you wanna twist around, do what you need to. I'm gonna get a drink really quick. From here, you're going to bring your feet to one side and move into your tabletop. As you guys have heard me say a billion times, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Stack your joints, spread your hands really wide here. Again, just find that root to rise with your foundation. On an inhale, you're going to release your belly, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. So we're moving into these cat-cows. Start to make them a little more active because we're already kind of warmed up. But notice how your spine feels, right? Exhale, rounding your spine, tucking your chin. Bend your elbows a little bit more deeply. And then if this feels good, and you kind of feel like your spine is warming up, got a little bit of a rhythm going, what you can do is curl your toes under, and then on your exhale, you're rounding your spine, you're lifting up into the balls of your feet, knees bent, straighten out those arms. Then your inhale brings you back down. You can hover for some core work, or you can bring your knees down. And then exhale, rounding, lifting. So make this as challenging or as restorative as you would like here. Couple more breaths. And then coming back down, uncurl your toes. Just going to start to bring your hip towards one heel and get a full stretch here. You're going to inhale, lift it up. Exhale, other side. If this bothers your knees at all, feel free to bring something underneath them. And if it still bothers them, message me and I'll come up with something else for you to do. Inhale, back to center. One more time each side. Exhale, down to one side. Inhale, coming up. Exhaling, other side. Inhale, back to center. Stretch it out if you need to. Otherwise, from here, going to curl your toes under and start to lift up into your down dog. All right, walk your dog, bend one knee, bend the other knee, and then check in. Your head is literally just hanging here, so shake your head yes, shake it no. Take a moment to look at your hands to see that that's not where I'm going to tell you to look. Now look back at your toes. Now look at your belly button. Did you feel your neck release a little bit there? Relax your face. And come back to center. You're going to take your right foot, bend your knee, and then extend your leg back behind you. Press through your heel. Now as you do that, pressing that left foot into the mat, left heel towards the ground, right heel extended behind you. Now go ahead, bend your right knee and open your right foot over to the left. Circle your ankle around, wiggle your toes. Now engage your belly, bring that knee back towards the ground, that right foot is flexed, and then look between your hands and step it through. Got your low lunge, right? In your low lunge, go ahead and engage this inner thigh on your right leg. Looking for your hips to be level, finding that stability here. As I slide. Inhale, float both arms up. Now, check in. Can you find that stability? Now we're really getting into this whole root to rise. Gotta have firm foundation through your feet. Exhale, warrior two. Front knee bent, pressing through the outside edge of your left foot. Front palm towards the sky. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, through your warrior two. Plant your hands on either side of your foot and step forward, forward fold. You can have your feet about hip distance apart. I'll just do it. I'll do it like I'm teaching you guys. Now, relax your head again, right? Shake it yes or no. Bend one knee. And then bend the other knee. First forward fold of the day for me. Now, bring your hands to your hips, to your hip creases. Thumbs behind you, fingers in front. Tuck your chin, bend your knees slightly. Inhale, halfway lift. Right, so really looking at this flat, getting this flat back here. Exhale, forward fold. We just had our hands at your hips so you can see where we were going. So go ahead, bend your knees slightly. Inhale, you're going to sweep your arms all the way up. Come to standing. See me here? Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale, lift all the way up, look up. Exhale, hinge to the left. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, palms together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you guys are at the front of your mat. Exhale, you're going to step back into your plank pose or modified plank on your knees, right? If you want to skip this vinyasa, you could press directly back to down dog. Otherwise, elbows in, lowering down on an exhale, chaturanga. Inhale through a cobra or through your up dog. Curl your toes under, engage your core. Exhale, down dog. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. Look back at your toes, then at your belly button. And then go ahead and take your left leg, extend it straight back behind you. Press through your heel. Right heel presses down to the ground. Bend that left knee, open out to the right. Circle your ankle, wiggle your toes. Now, core engagement, squeeze your belly, knee comes back towards the ground, foot is flexed. Exhaling, stepping through, find that low lunge. Engage through the inner thigh on your left leg now. Inhale, both arms lift. Really spread your fingers wide here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down on either side of your foot, stepping through, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, float your arms all the way up. Exhale, we're going to take a little back bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the left. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands through heart center. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Lowering down. Right, that's all one breath. Inhale to lift up. Up dog. Curl your toes under. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Press that heel back behind you. Go ahead and just bend your knee. Step it through. Inhaling up. Crescent lunge. Exhale. Warrior two. Front palm towards the sky. Inhaling. Peaceful warrior. Exhale. Windmill your hands down to the mat. Stepping forward. Forward fold. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale. Forward fold. Bend your knees slightly. Inhale, float both arms up. Exhale, a back bend. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the left. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to plank. Oh, yeah, there we go. Don't mind what I'm doing. Lower down through your chaturanga. I think I might have just added a chaturanga in for us. Inhale through your up dog, but it's good, right? Curl your toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg, press your heel back behind you. Find that stability, then look between your hands. Step it through. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down on either side of your foot. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, float both arms up. Exhale, find that back bend. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale to the left. Back through center. Exhale, hands through heart center and release. Go ahead and get a drink. Not running away. I've got to check on time. Apparently some people wear watches. I went to get my watch out and it has a dead battery. Okay, cool. We are good on time. Awesome. So hopefully you guys are feeling nice and warmed up a little bit here, a little bit stretched out. Maybe you have some good foundational feelings going on or whatever, right? It's a random Tuesday in April. Okay. So come to the center of your mat, or if you're feeling a little bit unstable, go ahead and go stand by a wall. That's the best prop you have for balancing poses. It's really, really, there's nothing wrong with using a wall to stabilize yourself, especially because it's that's the whole point, is for us to find that balance however we need to. But coming into your standing, go ahead and lift the toes on both feet, spread them wide, set them back down. Pull your belly button up and in, feel your tailbone kind of unroll towards the ground. Find that strength, shoulder blades back and down, chin tucked slightly. Now bring your weight into your left foot. Going to bring your right knee up towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around it. Again, this is where I would tell you that if you have a strap, you can go ahead and use that if this is too challenging. Now, you can stay here. This is great. If you have the flexibility and you want to go further and you feel like you're very grounded right now, feel free to start straightening out this right leg and bring your hands around your right foot. This is not anywhere near where I'm at in my own practice, so I'm not even going to try and show you. But if you can do it, you know you can do it, so feel free. For the rest of us, we're just going to hang out here for a minute, see if you can bring that knee up a little bit more. Shoulders back and down. Now, take your left hand to your right shin. Going to start to open up, so right arm extends out, thumb towards the sky, palm facing the front of the room. Inhale, up tall. Exhale, you're twisting to the left. Now, once you find your range of motion here, go ahead and look towards that right thumb. And breathe. So find something to look at that's not moving. That's your drishti. Something that does not move. So looking past your thumb. On an inhale, bring it back in. Right hand to right shin. Left arm extends out, thumb up. Opening, so let me show you this way. Opening out now to the right. And then challenge yourself a little bit. Go ahead and look at this left thumb. Right, just for fun. Ah! Yeah, see if you can bring it all back in. Right? You're right here. And release. Shake it out. For feeling all neurotic today. I'm actually kind of balanced here as far as standing. That's awesome. So moving on, other side. Go ahead and bring your weight into this left leg. No, right. Bring it into your, pause. I'm gonna get a drink. And then we're gonna do the other side. Being dyslexic and left-handed means that I first learned to teach, when you're mirroring someone, you're teaching the opposite of what you're saying the opposite of what you're doing. Spent years getting that right, and now I'm saying the same side as I'm on, and that's throwing me all off. Okay, weight comes into your right leg. Lift up the toes on your right foot, spread them wide, set them back down. So as you're doing that, every time I tell you to lift up your toes, what I'm really telling you to do is engage the arch of your foot all the way up into your leg, into your core, into that stability there. Right, now go ahead and take your left leg, lifting your knee up towards your chest, interlace your hands around your foot. No, around your knee, shoulders back and down. If you want to, you can interlace your hands around your foot and start to extend your foot out. Or you can even hold under your thigh and stretch. Whatever works for you though, right? Shoulders back and down, core engaged. Go ahead and bring your right hand to your left shin. Left arm extends out, thumb up. Take an inhale here. Going to twist over to the right. So remember, we're finding our range of motion. So this is what it looks like here. Finding our range of motion and then looking at the left thumb, towards the left thumb, right? Not at it because it's probably moving. And breathing. Maybe you can squeeze your core a little bit tighter, move a little deeper. Right. Inhale, come back around. Going to bring your left hand to your left shin. Right arm extends out, thumb up. Take an inhale. Exhale completely. Next inhale, opening out. And then looking over towards that right thumb. When you're ready, bringing your knee back center, both hands around, and release. So all of this whole class, brings us to this pose. Our pinnacle pose for class is our tree pose, which is just an amazing pose, and it really engages all parts of your body. It's a phenomenal way to find freedom and balance, and I love tree pose. So there's lots of variations on it. We're just gonna kind of build off what we did yesterday. So both feet are planted on the mat. Lift up both toes, spread them wide, set them back down. Right, now go ahead and, so remember, the one thing we are not doing is putting our foot on our knee. Don't blow out your knees, guys. So you're going to take your right leg, you're gonna lift it up. Now, options here, I'm gonna go through it with you. You can bring your knee out to the side and have the ball of your foot on the mat. And you can have this as far away or as close to your foot as you want to. You can bring your heel towards your ankle. So this is your tree pose, potentially. When you're here, you want to square your hips, right? So it's all about where your hips are, not about how deep you go with this leg. Moving on from here, you can take this right leg and bring your foot to your calf. So there's your option. Or you can bring it all the way up to your thigh. Now you're going to inhale, float both arms up. Oh, options here. Keep your arms up in the air like this. Bring your palms together, press them, and then let your hands kind of hover over your head as you pull your elbows back. Or go ahead and bring your hands to heart center, shoulders back and down. But remember if you're doing this one, remember when we were sitting and we had our palms pressed together, you've got that stability there, that strength. So no matter what, engage your core, pull your belly button up and in. Imagine lifting from your pelvic floor all the way up, shoulders back and down, chin slightly tucked, crown of your head extending towards the sky. I'm mostly just talking so you guys forget that you're standing in a balancing pose, right? How long can you hold it for? See if we can go 3 more breaths. Again, root to rise. We've got this great foundation. When you're ready, Go ahead and release your hands and then release your foot. Shake it out. Awesome, that was lovely, I'm sure. I wish that I could see you guys. I wish that we were in person. But that's okay. We're all happy trees together. We're all growing in the spring, right? Come back to standing. Lift toes on both feet. Spread them wide. Set them back down. Go ahead and this time bring your weight into your right foot. Your left knee lifts, and then find your pose. So again, option is to just have your hips square, and it might be different on this side than the other side, and your knee out to the side with the ball of your foot on the ground. Or you can bring that in closer, placing your foot on your ankle, right? If you're doing that, you really want to make sure that you've got your weight and the ball of your foot on that left foot. If you want to add on, go further, bring it to the ankle, or your last option is going to be to bring it all the way up into your thigh. So on this side, this is where I'm at. So I'm practicing this one today with you guys. My foot is on my calf. I'm good with that. Adding in your arms. So check in with your hips. They're level, so you don't have one higher than the other like that, and you don't have one pointed forward. So level, square, inhale, both arms up. Now your options, you can bring your palms together, keep your arms like this, or you can bring your palms together, press it above your head, or just bring your hands down to heart center, pull your shoulder blades back and down, find that engagement, and breathe. So in balancing poses, we look to find our drishti, so it's our gaze is on something that is not moving. So looking out in front of you, or maybe about 6 or 8 feet in front of you on the ground, find something to look at. Now once you do that, if you find that you have the balance, go ahead and close your eyes for a couple breaths. Removing the senses, one of the senses makes it a little more challenging. So from here, release your hands, release your leg, shake it out. Get a drink if you need to. And then from here, going to go ahead and bring your feet about as wide as your mat, toes out, heels in, and inhale, float both arms up. Exhale, you're going to lower down into a squat as you bring your hands to heart center. Woo. Now once you're here, kind of settle in for a few breaths. You can move side to side a little bit. You can press your elbows into your knees. You can find something to sit on if that feels good. Right? Point is just to be here for a few breaths. Let your hips relax, your low back relax. Or if you really want to challenge yourself, you can attempt to do some sort of Russian dancing here. It's Russian dancing, right? I don't know. Sorry, you guys are getting all of my weird ramblings today. Now, if you are finding that this pose is fairly easy and you want to go a little bit deeper in it, and you have your feet, your ball of your feet and your heels on the ground, you can start to bring your toes in towards the front of the room. Right, that'll increase the stretch just a little bit. Take 2 big inhales through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. So and then go ahead, release it down, stretch your legs out in front of you, point and flex your feet, maybe move your head side to side. This should feel pretty good. Right, and then just bend both knees and you're just going to windshield wiper them back and forth. Unless you want to do some other stretch, and then feel free to do that. Right? So from here, just going to gently roll down to your back, right? Kind of where we started. Hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. And then extend both arms out to the side. This time your choice, palms up or palms down. Flex both feet. Take an inhale. Exhale, knees to the left. And if it feels good, looking to the right. Both shoulders remain on the ground. Engage your belly slightly, flex your feet. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the right, looking to the left. Inhale, back to center. Two options here. You can either reach between your knees and grab your big toes or the outsides of your feet and move into a bound angle in the air, or you can grab the outside of your feet or your big toes and move into a happy baby in the air. Right, so we did this on one side. Kind of notice how it feels now. Hopefully you have some energy you've built up and also some release in some of the areas that are tense. Then just go ahead and do any last pose that you would like before you set yourself up for your Savasana. Your Savasana is just you're laying down on your mat, on your back, legs outstretched. Take your time getting there. So if you have anything going on with your low back in Savasana, if just laying on your back isn't comfortable, you're just going to come with your knees bent and your toes in, heels out, feet kind of wide. Your Savasana should be really comfortable, right? And we didn't do a lot of cool down after our tree pose. So if you feel kind of fidgety here, if you're not quite ready to relax, then take a couple of minutes to do an alternate pose. Or just to stretch out. You want to be comfortable here. You want to be able to relax. And then bring your awareness back to your breath. Hopefully your breath feels deeper, smoother. Notice the sensation of your inhales, the feeling of the air as it moves through your nostrils. Notice the expansion in your ribs. On your next in-breath, see if you can be aware of the muscles along your ribs, on the sides of your ribs, the side body, expanding your lungs out. With each inhale, filling your lungs from the bottom all the way up to the top. Now bring your focus to your exhales. Finding calmness in the emptiness they bring. In a constant state of renewal, the exhale, the release, the letting go is just as important as the inhale. And as we strive to find balance with our breath, with our poses, with our day-to-day life, Notice that our stability, that our being present, that our sense of being okay comes from that constant movement of our breath, of our renewal, of releasing anything that's stagnant. That with each inhale, we start over. We fill up. We pause. Then we let go. We release. We find freedom. And we pause. We exhale to root down, to be grounded, to find that foundation. And we inhale to rise up, to expand, to be open. And in between every inhale and every exhale, we pause and we are, and we're present. Notice the gift in the pause. Begin to bring your awareness back to this room, back to your breath, feeling of the ground beneath you, the air above you, sensation of each inhale, the release from every exhale. With every exhale, I root to rise with each inhale. Repeat that. With every exhale, I root to rise with each inhale. With every exhale, I root to rise with each inhale. Begin to add movement back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles, moving your head from side to side, maybe stretching your arms overhead. Find some length and space in the body. Hopefully feeling pretty good right now. Go ahead and draw your knees into your chest when you're ready and roll to one side in the fetal pose. So take this last moment here to just give yourself a hug, show yourself some love, some compassion, and then when you're ready, gently push yourself up to a comfortable seated pose and bring your hands to heart center. Go ahead and bow your head, taking a moment to honor your heart, honor the true teacher within, and honoring all of the teachers that we have had in our lives who have led us by compassionate example. Showing a moment of gratitude for the love and compassion that we have been given, and the love and compassion that we have to share with others in the world. Then draw your thumbs up to your third eye point, directly above and between your eyebrows. Honoring our guides, honoring our intuition, always there to lead us if we can still our minds enough to listen. And bringing your hands back down to heart center. Truly an honor to share your practice today, to be a part of your lives. Thank you so much for having me, for participating, for being awesome people, and for making the world a better, brighter place in a really crappy time. The light in me honors the light in each one of you. Namaste.